when you become aligned, you understand the necessity of cutting out distractions. And when you do that, you understand that thinking about judgment from others is a very draining task, and also it does you little benefit other than in circumstances of where you have to gauge, how to interact properly. But in a way where it becomes destructive and that's all you think about, and you form this negative cycle of, oh, such and such is thinking this about me, and then first and foremost, I never knew this, and when I did some research, and obviously I've taken many courses on psych, but this came up about being obsessing in that kind of way it's a narcissistic tendency, and I never thought of it like that. And then when I was like, oh, of course it is, because you're just thinking that it's still about you, when more times than not people aren't even thinking about you in that, in that kind of way. And so getting focused, again, we talked about this in the jealousy episode of why jealous people do not make progress. They give all their energy to somebody else. So of course you can't get movement for yourself. You are not putting none of the gas in your car. You're putting it in somebody else's. Regardless if you're mad or not, you're gassing their car. And so you have none left for yourself. And then you have a lack of focus anyway. So there's not going to be a way for you to even pick. You have no time to pick a place on the map to where you want to go. You focused on what's going on all up in their map, what's going on in their itinerary. And you're just I don't even live it about it, and it is funny, but it's also not funny, because it's a sad kind of, again, state, and you keep spiraling in that way if you don't ever take the time to illuminate, again, to be aware and put awareness on it. And so again, you have to, and when you start to align yourself, this becomes very clear to you. We talked about the moment of clarity in the last episode. It becomes very clear to you. But as we're human, we still have the choices. And so as we are doing and we are traversing these planes and all of these patterns, we still are going to run into some things that are going to be tempting to us. And so we're going to go, oh man, okay, I beat this in the last level, but it's crazy because it came back and it came like stronger. So, okay, and so when that happens, again, judgment, if you give any of your time and energy to things about thinking what other people think, whether that's about your career, about your relationships, about this and that,